Hello, hello, everybody. Good evening, audience. Can you hear me? Welcome to another episode of Wellness Waves. Okay, good. I went ahead of my time. Sorry for that miss. So, good evening and welcome to another episode on the Wellness Wave. My name is Pharmacist Nkechi Ogunjofo, and if this is your first time on this event, I am happy to welcome you. I am a pharmacist by profession and I practice more of preventive healthcare. I'm an expert when it comes to that. And I'm passionate for mental health, especially because, like I always say, mental health issues are stigmatized, they are spoken of in whispers, and conversations around them are very, very, very limited. So, this should not be. And addressing issues around mental health starts with awareness. So, the Wellness Wave is a movement that aims to address some of these issues by having conversations around our daily welfare, about triggers, about events that we find challenging. We gradually overcome some of these challenges. And that is why I say a hearty welcome to all of you for making out time from your busy schedule to join today's episode. So, having said that, our topic for today is unique. Yes, the holiday seasons are fast approaching or they're already here. And most times there are some unique things about these holidays, these end of year holidays, whether you are involved in the celebration or not. Most times, family get together. Families come together to discuss issues because people are off from work, businesses are shut down, schools are, of course, closed. So it happens to be a very convenient time for families to come together, to meet together, to discuss issues that have been hanging over time. In some of these meetings, in some of these events, there are tough conversations that comes up. And instead of these holidays that being a source of refreshment for people who have taken some time off work to relax, and for school children who have toiled all the year and now they have some few weeks to rest, it becomes occasions for mental health issues to arise. It becomes occasions for people to get so stressed, so worked up, and provoked. So, having you, my interesting and fantastic audience in mind, I decided to talk about this topic so that we go into these holidays prepared to protect our mental well being. And that is why the topic for today says holiday and family triggers, scripts for tough conversations. So, the aim of today's event is for us to know what can trigger tough conversations when we are with friends, families that we've not seen for maybe the whole year, maybe some years, months. When we eventually come together with them, the atmosphere should be relaxing, it should be entertaining, it should be fun. So, this is meant to prepare us, to guide us, to ensure that we achieve this. So, what are some of these triggers that can cause tough conversations to come up? Family dynamics could resurface, and it could bring about some old discussions that were not settled, some maybe tension that were buried in the past, they could arise. So you need to watch out for that, okay? Then also, there are some expectations from relatives, from friends who you've not seen for a very long time. They're excited, they're happy to see you, and they've come with some expectations about you and your family. But then, when their expectations doesn't match your current reality, it will trigger off some tension, okay? I hope you understand me. When the expectations of friends and family is not your present reality, and they are asking you questions about it, it could make it could bring up stressful times in these gatherings. Another thing is that emotional triggers affect your mood and your reactions. So when you find yourself boxed up in this situation, you might tend to react in an awkward way that might not really depict your real. And that is why this event is designed to prepare you so that you go into your holiday with a prepared mind on how to handle these awkward situations that can be a negative impact on your mental health. Having said that, let's look at some common triggers that you can watch out for. Criticisms or unsolicited advice ranked topmost. You know, family, friends, they are well meaning, they have the best for you and your mind. Okay? So sometimes while conversations are going on, they can start offering unsolicited advice. And at times people might be put off by this advice because it might make you feel like you don't know what you're doing with your own family. Are they suggesting that you don't know what you're doing with your own family? You can start feeling like that. And at times it can narrow down to criticisms, you know. Then other triggers could be comparison with others. The comparisons might focus on you, your spouse, or even your children. And I'm sure you don't need the you're there with them. Okay? So this is another trigger you should watch out for: comparisons, favorable or not. Another trigger you can watch out for are sensitive topics like finances, relationships, lifestyle choices, and all old family conflicts, you know. People trying to catch up with what happened the last time, events that should have been buried in the past, they could surface. So these triggers, watch out for them because they are just a prelude to events that might put you off, stress you mentally, and make the holiday feeling one for you. Okay? So, having this in mind, one of the first things I will tell you is to prepare ahead of time. Yes, to have a prepared mind, to prepare ahead of time against some of these conversations. Where you go to family meetings, family get to friends, colleagues, schoolmates, you know, old association, alumni, and all that. Prepare your mind, guide yourself against these conversations. And one of the things you can do to prepare yourself ahead of time is to identify your triggers. What are those things that could provoke you? What are those things that you don't want to talk about that might come up? And when you identify these triggers, the next thing is to set clear intentions for these interactions. Just decide how you're going to handle it ahead of time. For instance, you have a child that is looking for university admission, your friends, the family, they know about it, and the admission has not happened. and they want to ask you about it, you might want to make up your mind ahead of time. Should you share where your child is with them? Is it necessary? Is that what you want? Yes, no, depends on you. But you have to prepare your mind ahead of time on how to handle this if this is a conversation that comes up. And to think about it, that is not why the family get together is happening, right? You might see it as somebody prying to your privacy, fine. But when it happens, what should you do? In your preparing for these conversations, one thing I will tell you is to plan your self-care and grounding techniques. In my previous videos, I've talked a lot about grounding techniques. These are simple techniques that can help you to be in charge of your emotional well-being in the face of stress. They will help you to stay present and be in charge of your emotions. Some of these grounding techniques are physical, some are mental. For instance, physical grounding techniques might be just when these uncomfortable conversations come up, you might decide to just stand up, excuse yourself to go and use the restroom. Yes, you might step outside, get some fresh air, relax, walk away from that unpleasant conversation that you didn't plan for. Another thing you can do is to try to use your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 tool. And that is in order to remove you from the negativity and to make you to be present and in a good frame of mind. Look around the room. Check what are some 5 things in this room that you can see. Take note of them. What are the 4 things in this room that you can feel? What are some 3 things in this room that you can hear? What are some 2 things around this room and what is 1 thing in this room where you are that you can smell? By the time you focus on doing this technique, it will put your mind at ease. It will distract you from that negative conversation. Then mentally you can try something like counting. Do your arithmetic. You might not like mathematics, but then you can just try to start counting. Okay, maybe you count backwards, start from 100, 99, 98, 97. This will put you in a better frame of mind. Grounding techniques are some of these mindfulness techniques that will help you to maintain better clarity, to be in charge of your emotions, especially in the face of stress. So prepare for some of these things. And the idea is for them to help you to be in a good frame of mind so that you don't lose it out on anybody, because that would be absolutely unnecessary. That would turn a get together to be a negative one. Okay? Thank you so much. In case you have questions for me, you can drop it in the comments. My eyes are there. And thank you for joining. As you are joining, let me know where you're joining from. Let me know your name. You can put your name in the comment section. Tell us where you're joining from. And next is principles for tough conversations. Principles for tough conversations. When these tough conversations come up, with your mindset prepared, with your grounding techniques helping you to be in touch, one thing you can do is to stay calm and centered. When you are centered, you are better able to handle your emotions. You will hardly flare up. You'll be in charge of your emotions and you'll be calm. This actually goes a long way to help your mental state, puts you in the best of mental well-being. Okay? And this is the essence of the wellness wave. Another principle you can apply is to use I, feel, make it, use I when you're talking, so that the people, the friends, the family will know that you're talking about the way you're feeling. You're not talking about the general feeling in the group or in the room. You are talking about the way you are feeling. This will drive in your point and make them to be aware of how you are feeling. And for some of them that are sensitive, when they are aware of the way you are feeling, they will try to respect your feelings. Because remember, in the first instance, they are not talking to annoy you. They might be going through what they have in mind. Okay? So use I when you express your feelings so that it will be clear to them the way you're feeling. Okay? Don't just get carried away with the atmosphere around, Make it clear that this is the way you are feeling. Then avoid blame or judgment. Okay? Yes, even when the other person is on the wrong, okay, try to accommodate and don't start blaming or judging. Most times it puts one on the negative pedestal, and it might not be so accommodating because you don't want to see yourself as a negative personality in the gathering. Okay, so avoid blame, avoid judgment. Then also listen actively. Even if they are talking about a point that you disagree, active listening is a powerful mindfulness tool, is a powerful mental health tool. And why is that so? When you listen actively, you are generous in helping the other person to feel that you're relating with his emotions, you're relating with his feelings, and you appreciate what he is saying. And when you do that, mentally you are calm yourself. So listen actively. Don't argue, no. Even if you disagree with whatever discussion that is going on. I don't know if I am making sense. Can somebody help me? Drop in a comment for me at the comment section. Are you relating with what I'm saying? My eyes are there. You can drop in a comment for me to see so that I know that you are really following and that you are relating with what I am saying. So next point here is that I want to hand you some prepared scripts that you can use to handle criticism. Yes. Watch out for this trigger. When a family member criticizes your life choice, you can use this script. I hear your concern and I know that you're really concerned. I feel emotional when this issue comes up. But right now, I am focused on what works best for me. Acknowledge the person's feeling. Yeah, acknowledge the fact that the person is not trying to hurt you. But then make it clear that right now is not a topic for you to discuss. You are focused on what works best for you. And at that point, that person, that family member, that friend or that colleague understands you, and it will put a halt to that conversation. So this is one of the triggers, this is one of the scripts. You are faced with criticism. Acknowledge person's concern for you and tell the person that you feel the way you feel when that issue comes up, and that at the moment you are not talking about it because you're focusing on what works best for you. Simple, right? Yeah. The person gets your point. You're not there to discuss that, and that will halt that conversation. Then another script they can use to set boundaries in what the discussion is, in what is being discussed, especially the ones that revolves around you, is first of all, watch out for a trigger that suggests that your family is pushing you to discuss sensitive topics, maybe personal topics, topics about your immediate family, things that you're keeping close to your mind. It comes up, they are pushing for you to let out. What can you do? I am not comfortable. Okay, script you can use. You just say, I am not comfortable discussing this right now. Let's focus on enjoying our time together. Yeah, it is a get together. You're there to enjoy each other's company. You're not there to talk about people's personal lives or people's private lives. So, whenever family, friends, colleagues are pushing you to discuss a sensitive topic, go straight. I'm not comfortable discussing this right now. Hey, friend, let us enjoy. Let us focus on enjoying our time together. Maybe the next time we will have for this might be a year later. That will serve, okay? So, I hope this is resonating clearly. So, all these things are things you can think about later, whether you're live on this event or you're watching it later on as a replay. You can come up with some scripts that is very comfortable for you for whatever occasion that you feel could trigger you to be on that in that bad mood or bad frame of mind while enjoying your time out, your time together with friends and family. Okay? All right, I am checking the comment section. Thank you so much, Charles. I appreciate you making our time to join this event today. Thank you, Onyinyechi. Thank you, Uguani. Thank you so much, everybody who is live with me on this event today. So far in this event, we are talking about family triggers that might come up in our time together with family during these holiday seasons. And whether you're part of the celebration or not, you might find yourself in a family visit. A family visits you, friends visit you, maybe an alumni meeting, and conversations start. These conversations might veer off to directions that you might not want to go. And so far in this program, we've talked about the triggers that can cause family events, family gatherings, alumni, friends gathering, parties to go on a negative note. Some of these triggers could be family dynamics that might resurface, matters that have been handled some years back coming up, somebody bringing them up for discussion. Then also expectation from your family members who might not have seen you for a long time. They might have some high expectations which you're not meeting up with. It's not your present reality. This is a trigger, okay? So why is this important? Some of these things might make you to go low. It might affect your mood. It might affect your mental well-being, and there could be criticisms. There could be unsolicited advice. Before you know it, people are already advising you on how to handle your family matters. This could make you to flare up. But this event is tailored to help you to go prepared, to help you to prepare your mind, watch out for these triggers, and as they are coming up, what are you supposed to do? Prepare and use some grounding techniques to play calm, to respond in a very, very relaxed and positive way. And also set clear limitations of what you're going to discuss with your family. At times they might start pushing, they might start pushing for you to talk about things that are very private. Stay calm, stay centered, and listen actively when some topics come up that you don't really agree with. And remember, I've shared some scripts that you can use to handle some of these things. When they are criticizing your life choices, you can simply tell them, okay, I know you're well meaning, I know you're concerned, I know you want the best for me, but right now my focus is on what works best for me. This will avert that negative aspect of the event or gathering. Then another thing you can do, you can say, okay, I'm not comfortable discussing this right now. Can we focus on enjoying our time together? With this, you're more prepared to handle your holiday get-togethers and family meetings, family visits that might happen. So before we round up, let's look at the takeaway from this event. Okay, if you're right here, if you're live right now, drop your question. If you have any question you want me to handle, you can drop it in the comment section, okay? So our key takeaway is that preparation can reduce stress. That moment you're supposed to get worked up, you're supposed to get so angry because a negative conversation came up. Prepare against it. Prepare on what to do. Prepare on how to ground yourself, to be calm, to be centered, to be emotionally balanced, and not to flare up. Because that is not the essence of the holiday. That is not the essence of the family visits and all that. So I've also shared with you some tools that you can use. These tools are not walls to stop conversations. No, stay flexible. Tell the person, okay, I'm not into discussing this right now. Let's focus on enjoying ourselves together. Can you tell me, how is the taste of this meal? What do you like, or what is your favorite meal? Change the conversation to something positive, to something that can serve the two of you. And then your emotional well-being should be a priority. Yes, in the family events, get-togethers, you should prioritize your emotional well-being. Don't just get worked up for nothing. No, stay grounded, stay calm, stay self-centered, okay? And at the end of the day, I want to leave you with this calm note. Tell yourself that I can navigate this with clarity and with grace. Yes, you can navigate this with clarity and grace. You don't go to your family get together, family meetings, and turn up worked up, turn up emotionally and mentally exhausted. No, you can handle it. You can navigate it with grace. So, thank you so much for joining this event today. And as usual, I will encourage you to check on my past live events because I've shared a lot of tools. Assuming you're joining this event for the first time today, you can check the past events that I've held. They are all centered on mental health tips, tips that can help you in varying circumstances that you'll find yourself where your mental health is challenged. So you can check them up, and if you're joining late, you can always check out for the replay to this event. It will be available on my channel tomorrow. So thank you so much. And remember, next week, 6 p.m. West African time, is going to be another lively and interesting conversation. Join us next week. Goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day.